Hello, Libra. Welcome to Soulfire Tarot. My name is Steve. This is for the March month of 2025. Check out what's going on in the energies and potential. All right. I'm going to draw from the Psychic Tarot cards first. Get some big themes here. What might be happening. Beautiful. A harmonious time, perhaps. Perhaps unification of energies, of partnership, of feeling one another, where life seems to be in balance, and renewal of the spring of life. Beautiful. All right. We'll do another Psychic Tarot card. I will separate this one apart to see what other semblances may be at play. Yes, this one popped out earlier when I was shuffling, and it came back. Spiritual strength. We see this card of a monk walking through what seems to be a dire passage where there's only so much light and a kind of event horizon, but we see this spirit of a greater, higher self of himself, or perhaps an ancestor or a spiritual master, uplifting the passage of which he is passing through. So this is perhaps a card that is reflecting to us to find spiritual strength, inner fortitude, to connect with our guides, perhaps our ancestors, perhaps our spiritual teachers, perhaps ourselves, truly. Where else does it come through, you know? So interesting. Let's go around a little bit more. I'm going to draw a mystery surprise card and see how this ties things together later during the reading. We will set that there. And then... Interesting. So I drew Judgment in reverse. So I wonder if there's something perhaps that you're not being honest with about yourself. Perhaps there's something of a judgment, some kind of change, some kind of announcement. Perhaps there's something that hasn't came through, or perhaps there's something that you'll need to communicate about. Perhaps there's something you'll need to be honest about and open. I also drew the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse. So I wonder if there are opportunities, things relating to the fortune, the opportunities, a kind of auspiciousness, to take what we have and make with it, that perhaps have been in question for you, Libra. And perhaps this is connecting with the spiritual willpower to overcome adversity. But I feel like there's definitely an energy of harmoniousness, and more literally depicted in this, perhaps a energy of partnership or unification of energies that are leading to a kind of overall harmonious kind of energy, perhaps something you can take refuge in to possibly seize or avoid what could be seen as perhaps a missed opportunity, and or something relating to the Judgment card reversed. We have the Magi, the Magician. So this is calling on using your magic, putting your will into reality, speak and make it so, use and spell it out, use your agents, your elements, whatever it is you have to go forward. We also have here Temperance, the Temperance card, speaking towards alchemy, the transformation of elements in relationship to change, to have a kind of serendipitous outcome here. And I have that set beneath the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I feel like this is saying something to kind of get yourself into the Wheel of Fortune, where there's kind of a auspicious coming around of karma, to work your inner magic, to be able to balance the elements in your life, to maintain and provide, to make harmonious relations, a harmonious state of life. We see here pouring from silver to gold, silver of the mind, reflective, and into gold, radiant, high capacitance, the heart. The mind and the heart, pouring your mind into your heart, and being at a border of some kind of transition. We see a volcano in the background, but the sun illuminating this angelic presence here. So, yeah, this is also speaking towards connecting to our higher self, perhaps our guides. And we have here the Seven of Cups, kind of depicting, perhaps you might be thinking about dreaming of certain possibilities here. And I have this underneath the Judgment card. So I wonder if there's something you can communicate, or something that might be coming up for you in this month where you have to make some kind of decision, or that you might be taking some time to really reflect and kind of look over something that you're dreaming of, something that's in the field of possibility yet. So let's see here. Yeah, and once again, I pulled an additional clarifier for the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have the Prince of Cups. I love this card. It comes up a lot. To me, it speaks about connecting with and being guided by a higher perspective, and pursuing our dreams, having higher guidance. Do you believe in prayer? Do you believe in speaking to your spirit guides? Even if you can't hear them as if you're having a conversation in your head, maybe if you open your mind to possibly communicating with them and kind of testing your faith, you might be surprised how there could be some kind of significant communication that comes through, whether it's a sign, a synchronicity in the world, perhaps a dream, or more literally, you can have an idea, or even for some, you might just be like, oh, I felt this thought come in to my mind space where it did not seem to necessarily originate from yourself. So, yeah, and this is in pursuit to, your feelings of what brings you emotional fulfillment. This is somebody who is confident and comfortable and can very much kind of like lavish and pour into the emotional, beings of others, somebody who can be nourishing and really kind of like I feel filled up, I've had my waters kind of replenished or clarified here. So I'm going to go back to the Psychic Tarot, and let's kind of see where you're coming from this last month. Yeah, time of new beginnings. So in February, I wonder for you, ooh, a secret card beneath that. Yeah, so we have the new beginnings, the Fool, essentially here, and the February or past influence relative to the spread we have thus far. So perhaps this is connecting to something of a new journey or a new direction or a new path, perhaps a new relationship, a new idea, a new possibility that has come. And we also have the Power card, the Strength card. Here we see this man and this lion, this Arthurian man with this, Mufasa, I am Mufasa, the Power card, the Strength card, right? Like the beast within, but the wise, noble, kind of adroit figure. For those of you who don't know adroit, it's like somebody who, how would I say it? Like he's a strong person, he has power, he knows how to use it, he knows when to use it and when to keep it at bay. You don't want to let your let it run rampant, because it'll go eat and maul people's faces off. Maybe that's anger or something. He knows how to keep it in check with discipline and self-control, to be able to bestow that power when appropriate or when it's called for. So interesting that it came out with the new beginnings here. So perhaps you are kind of coming into, this is spelling out an energetic theme of the possibility and potential of kind of like coming into your power and something new emerging around that, or vice versa. Interesting. I'm going to read out now and see kind of into the future a little bit more. Interesting. We have the Fool reversed after just getting the Fool positive. So, yeah, I wonder if some things are coming to an end. Perhaps some journey or arc in your life might be kind of like rounding out as something new is taking shape. Perhaps the end of one chapter and something new opening up. And I feel like you're being called, to work your magic, to realize your manifestational capacity, to maketh what you will here, in a magical sense, to have the inner spiritual strength, to get yourself through whatever kind of adversity, setbacks, or, self-doubts there might be. You might find that if you meditate, contemplate, or reflect, and call and concentrate your inner power, your inner being, and cultivating that you have everything you need and more, to be able to, meet whatever this kind of judgment, this announcement, this coming of truth, for better or worse is, and then also to recognize and become more in alignment with possibly this Wheel of Fortune, which I believe came up last month for your reading, Libra. But overall, I'm seeing that there's perhaps for some of you a new relationship at play, or there's a sense of kind of a harmonious union in your life where there's a kind of peace and at one-ment, and to kind of follow your dreams and keep a bigger kind of perspective on things, and keeping yourself open to a range of possibilities, to come and make a decision at some point about something here. So I'm also going to draw into these cards, the Animal Totem Oracle cards of sorts. I forget the name, but they're here. Rest card, the bear, and the secret power with the crow, like Odin, the lock and the key with the sun in the middle here. Yeah, so hidden secrets on top of the spiritual strength card, so perhaps there's also a secret power. I feel like perhaps this is saying that you could kind of like unlock some kind of inner power here, or for yourself. Wonder what that might be for you, Libra. And then also the rest under the Magician. How can we create anything? How can we, launch our magic that requires mana, right? If we don't have the proper rest, if we're not taking care of ourselves, getting enough downtime to nurture ourselves, and also to dream, to dream of possibilities, to kind of like feel things out, see through the clouds of what will condense and rain down into reality. So very cool. All right, I'm going to draw one more card to see if there's anything else that wants to come through the energy reading of this month for you, Libra. And then I will do a obsidian orb gaze to see if there's anything else Spirit wants to communicate or highlight through this and or other. Yeah, there's something here for you, Libra, about, kind of wielding your ideas here, like being clear in your thinking and, taking a position, taking a kind of a prepared position. I have this underneath Temperance, which has to do with the transmutation, of elements and, higher divine guidance and such like that. But also with this underneath this, lining up underneath the Wheel of Fortune. So I think this might be perhaps suggesting, kind of like clarifying, and like figuring out how you think and why you think about certain things, perhaps that's in relationship to a certain decision. Perhaps that's in relationship to getting clarity from within yourself and transforming something. Perhaps that's something to do with your identity, or perhaps that's something relating to whatever this Wheel of Fortune in reverse may be, which I'm just kind of taking literally as like maybe the Wheel of Fortune of cause and effect isn't coming back to you in a way that is preferable. So I wonder how, kind of like sorting through your thinking, and being poised to reflect on perhaps a time of rest. So again, you can manifest more clearly a more preferable reality to bring perhaps some chapter to a close and to come into your power for a new beginning. So yeah, let me gaze into here, see if there's anything else. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, I'm getting a slight feeling of sorrow and sadness. And perhaps that's something kind of passing away in your life. Maybe not literally in like a personal sense, but just kind of like this. We have the Fool to the Fool reversed. Certain things kind of coming to an end here. Transfigure. Some theme. I don't know. It's just not really coming through for me tonight. Not sure why. But anyways, we're going to transition from that, since it was a no bueno, into the Blind Spot Oracle deck by Teal Swan. So let's see what reading we have here to kind of bring it to a close for this month for you, my Libra friends. The 41. Yeah, okay. I was definitely getting something about transfiguration. So check that out. Look at that sigil. Look at that. It's like, looks like there's a spaceship, and there's all these other spaceships, and there's boxes, and maybe it's like Amazon Prime in space or something. I don't know. Let's see what that's about. All right. The 41. Chicanery. What does chicanery mean? And why is it a blind spot theme? If you have drawn the sigil, the extremely positive attitude or behavior you are showing towards something suggests you feel you lack or fear you lack a trait you deeply desire. When you fear you lack something, instead of becoming aware that you feel that lack from within yourself, and instead of overcompensating in other areas, you overdo it in that area of deficiency. For example, you may be socially anxious, but you overcompensate by acting overly socially confident. Or if a person fears that deep down they are prejudiced and therefore lack perceived goodness of character, they will often go to extreme lengths to prove their generosity and positive attitude. They will act unprejudiced and demand equality from those who are openly prejudiced relative to a stigmatized group of people. This is even truer when their sense of themselves as unprejudiced is threatened in some way. Overly positive or rigid attitudes can so often suggest underlying negativity we are trying to deny, reject, suppress, avoid, or disown. If you have drawn the sigil in the situation, you are terrified about something you fear that you lack. As a result, you are overcompensating to try to cover over the truth that you either fear that you lack that thing or actually do lack that thing. Crack-a-lack-and. Are you fooling anybody? Are you fooling yourself? What are you afraid of that you lack? What would be so bad about lacking that thing for you personally? Now is the time to face that lack, which you are perhaps using chicanery to try to prove doesn't exist. Chicanery. Alrighty, my Libra friends, and with that, a happy merry ding dong out. Well, thumbs up for the likes, thumbs down for the not so likes, and subscribe. Peace. Until next time.